Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I got a good book to tell you about. I just finished up, finally. It's been on my TBR for quite a while. I know it came out last October. I think it was October 21. It's called Reprieve by James Hahn Mattson. He has another book out. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I've heard about him for quite some time, and I decided to give Reprieve a chance. I've seen it on some other booktubers, book reviews and book videos and book TikToks and all that. But let me just start off by saying I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars, and my star system is basically the same as the Goodreads star system. Also, I am new to making videos, so this video isn't going to be anything special. I'm just going to tell you what I thought of the book and all that. I am practicing with different video software and cameras and things like that. So hopefully in the future I can look like a more professional YouTuber, but I'm not really worried too much about that anyway. I really wanted to get on YouTube to talk about books, and that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, Reprieve, James Hahn Mattson, came out in October of 2021. Like I said, I gave the book 3 out of 5 stars. The book centers on a haunted house of some sort in Nebraska called the Quigley House. It's a different kind of haunted house in that it's kind of physical. Like the actors, they really get into character and they really come after you. You go through different areas that they call cells. And once the contestant or contestants reaches, I think it's the 6th cell, which is the final one, if you make it through by doing everything that they ask you to do, you win money. And now the Quigley House is owned by a kind of a strange businessman, and I think his name is John Forrester. I don't know if I edited that right, but I had to pause and look at the name there for a second. His name is John Forrester, and he's kind of an unscrupulous businessman, very well known in the community and in other circles, bad and good. I think the book, I know it takes place in the 90s. I believe it's 1997. And it centers on really 2 young adults. One, a young black girl named Kendra from Washington, D.C., who after her lawyer dad dies, he was a civil rights lawyer, she moves with her mother to her aunt's house in Lincoln, Nebraska, leaving a boyfriend who she was just starting to get close with and has all kinds of angst and issues surrounding the death of her father and her relationship with her father, and then what she wanted more from her relationship with her boyfriend that she had to leave. And then the other young adult, his name is Jadi, and he's from Thailand. Jadi meets an English teacher named Vince. Now these people are all connected: Jadi, Vince, Kendra. You'll see, when you read the book, you'll find out why. I don't want to give too many spoilers. But Vince is an American English teacher. He's described as buff and blonde, and Jadi just falls for him. And he's like, wants to do anything to get to America to meet Vince or meet men like Vince. And it really messes with, once he gets to America to go to college in Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, he meeting Vince and trying to fit in to this crowd that he thinks he wants to belong to, it messes with his identity. I should mention that Kendra and Jadi both have an interest in horror movies, and Kendra had an interest in horror movie, just in like film and watching films. And Jadi had an interest in kind of making films. He had a friend back in Thailand who he kind of dissed because once he saw Vince, he was like, bye. I'm worried about Vince and doing everything I can to impress Vince. But him and his friend back in Thailand, they made movies. And I think horror uses a good metaphor for like the issues that these two deal with. There's also Kendra's cousin Brian and a guy named Leonard, and like I said, Vince and Vince's fiance Jane. Vince's fiance Jane, Vince, Kendra's cousin Brian, and Jadi end up at this haunted house competing. Now I'll let you read the book so that you can see how all this comes together. Somebody dies, and at the start of the book, you get they start talking about it starts with a court transcript. Somebody's being interviewed or deposed by a lawyer for the trial for the person who got killed, and then in between, so those depositions happen in between the different chapters. It's told in each person's perspective: Kendra's, Jadi's, Leonard's, and I think that's just through their three perspectives, and then like everybody else is kind of a secondary character, but they play a big part. But yeah, I would go out and get this book. I listened to the audiobook. The narrator, J.D. Jackson, I've recognized his voice. He read some other books that I listened to, and he's a good narrator. He doesn't go over the top with characterization or anything like that, but he's smooth, and you get every character's voice with him, and the meaning of the story pretty well. Like I said, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I'd like to know what you all thought of it. This was my first book by James Hawn Mattson. I'm probably going to go out and read. I know he has one. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Probably going to go out and get it and read it. And, hopefully you guys see this video and you let me know what you think. I'd like to start a conversation with you guys. And if you have any book recommendations for me too, that's also another reason why I wanted to start this channel, because I've been having a hard time just sifting through books and trying to find things to read, which actually kind of slows your reading down if you're me. That's what it does to me anyway. But I'd like to hear from you, and yeah, till next time, see you later.